Sociopaths are master manipulators who may prey on the kindness of INFJs. Sociopathy is otherwise known as antisocial personality disorder. Codependency is also called relationship addiction. An INFJ is one of the 16 Myers-Briggs personality types. So what do these three things have in common? Introverted individuals are often drawn to staying in and spending time alone, which can make meeting new people difficult. For introverts, the thought of having to engage in small talk with a group of strangers can be overwhelming. Some people who have traits that are often associated with sociopaths, like failing to conform to the rules of society and deceitfulness, also share other qualities like being intelligent and charismatic. Their intelligence allows them to engage in deep conversations about abstract concepts, something INFJs crave with their whole being. The sociopath is a master at manipulation and may attempt to play on the INFJ's emotions until he successfully charms her into a relationship that he can exploit to his full advantage. Let's take a look at how a relationship between an INFJ and a sociopath might unfold, plus what you should do if you find yourself in this toxic situation. If you like what this channel is about, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification. Now let's get into it. The relationship of the INFJ and the sociopath. The INFJ is a caring and empathetic person. So when the sociopath tells her that his landlord unfairly evicted him from his apartment, she is quick to offer him a place to stay. The sociopath may spin an elaborate tale that plays on the INFJ's sympathies, but as long as the INFJ offers several possible solutions, the story becomes wilder and less believable. When the sociopath says that moving has put a financial strain on him, the INFJ's selfless nature may move her to reach into her wallet to lend him money. Then, when the sociopath gets into a car accident, it appears that the insurance company has raised his rates, so he once again spins the situation to his advantage. The INFJ has high levels of empathy, so she is once again eager to help. She may not see that the sociopath is creating a situation where he takes responsibility away from her and puts it on herself. They will not give up on the sociopath, even if he's been irresponsible and deceitful. She'll try to find out what's causing his behavior and see if there is a solution and try to fix him. Many sociopaths engage in risky behaviors, which often leads to problems with drugs and alcohol. The INFJ's passion and devotion to causes may also contribute to her support for the sociopath's addiction treatment. Supportive caretaker versus codependent enabler. The actions of the INFJ who are well-intentioned can often walk a fine line between being supportive caretaker and codependent enabler. Codependency is a term for a dysfunctional relationship where one person supports or enables another person's addiction, immaturity, or irresponsibility. The INFJ typically sacrifices his or her needs in order to take care of the person who is, quote, unquote, sick. In sacrificing their own needs in order to help others, codependent individuals can lose touch with their own needs and feelings. The introverted intuition function of the INFJ allows them to be sensitive to the needs of the sociopath. So as more changes are made in an effort to help the sociopath, the more codependent they become. Despite their best efforts, INFJs will never be able to fully cure the sociopath's addiction. This is because addiction is a symptom of antisocial personality disorder, and there is no known cure for this disorder itself. As such, it is unlikely that the sociopath will actively seek help in resolving this problem. When the INFJ pushes for sobriety, the more difficult it may be for the sociopath to adhere to their own set of rules. If asked where they have been, he may accuse her of being paranoid. If she denies him access to money, he may chastise her for being too controlling. When she refuses to cover for his indiscretions, he may complain that she is not supportive enough. For someone who wants others to like and support them, this constant conflict can be unbearable, and they might do anything possible in order to keep the peace. The INFJ's breaking point. Fortunately, the INFJ also has a breaking point. When their need for personal growth, emotional intimacy, and shared values have been met with deception, betrayal, and hurt, situations that are often experienced by INFJs, they will react explosively with negative emotions. Their natural problem-solving abilities will eventually turn to solving a new issue: how to escape from the toxic relationship with the sociopath. The INFJ will realize that putting out 100 sparks will not stop her house from burning unless she does something about the giant bonfire in the middle of the living room. She may react by lashing out at the sociopath or cutting him out of her life completely, what's referred to as the INFJ door slam. Often, the impetus for change in an INFJ's relationship comes from realizing that the dependency is having a negative impact on others in their life. As a devoted and caring parent, an INFJ will be quick to intervene if they see any action that could jeopardize the safety of their children, even if it means upsetting their sociopathic partner. When the INFJ has had enough, they may become blunt and judgmental in their interactions with the sociopath. This is likely due to the emotional pain that they are feeling. For some INFJs, leaving a toxic and abusive relationship can seem like a sudden decision. But for those who have been thinking about it for months or even years, the decision to leave may seem like the only option. For INFJs, this dark side is stubborn and intense. It will save her from a life of misery. The sociopath will not be able to control her emotions in the future, as she has learned from this relationship. She will process what she has learned and gain closure from it. Signs to watch out for to know if you're in a relationship with a sociopath. Sociopaths are fast talkers. They will switch back and forth between charm and threats to get what they want from you. They do not take responsibility for their actions. They will place blame on everyone but themselves. They will play the part of the victim and try to exploit your sympathy. How to cut ties with a sociopath. The easiest way to tell if you are dealing with a sociopath is to focus on their behavior rather than their words. If the sociopath cannot speak or show signs of caring, it may be a sign that they are a sociopath. Antisocial personality disorder is one of the most difficult disorders to treat because the sociopath has to want to change. The disorder itself makes them unable to see that they are the problem. If you share a home with a sociopath, it is best to leave as soon as possible and avoid any further financial or emotional damage. If you are in a situation where you must still associate with a sociopath, such as when children are involved, try to keep communication to only the necessary level. Use text messages instead of phone calls whenever possible. If you must communicate with a sociopath, do so calmly and without passion. They will likely try to provoke you into an argument or debate that will toy with your emotions. Keep your cool and avoid engaging them. When you are ready to leave, the sociopath will try to create a false perception that they have been mistreated. They will try to convince others that you have treated them unfairly. The more people who know your side of the story, the more difficult it will be for them to drag your name through the mud. Seek support from friends, family members, law enforcement officers, and legal help when necessary. Sociopaths often find it difficult to form meaningful relationships with others. This is likely due to the fact that they lack empathy and are often unable to understand and appreciate the feelings of others. As a result, they will often rely on others for support and validation. When meeting an INFJ, a sociopath may try to play the part of the victim. They will seek out your sympathy, which they may then use to manipulate you into doing what they want. Be mindful of this behavior and do not allow yourself to be taken advantage of. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.